guys, you're watching the rest of the story. And currently the rest of the story is, it's dry enough. That's right, we've had rain. We had a significant amount of rain yesterday, and it didn't all come at once. It was a steady, slow drizzle, which resulted in it soaking in, which made the ground rather soft. We actually just had water, it really wasn't all that long ago, we had water sitting on the gravel here. But it's just one of those things where if the ground is firm enough it'll carry us. Well, guess what? We're gonna work on finishing on corn. We are less than 100 acres of corn left. It is currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is kind of like a last minute, what do we have to lose situation. Yeah, you guys see the chisel plow is still not hooked up to anything. We got the 46 unhooked, but after seeing the recent forecast, we probably won't be doing much chiseling until next week. And, well, it's not the end of the world yet. I mean, quite honestly, it's not the end of the world if we don't get any tillage done. I mean, it just pushes it till next spring. But the going statement is, a poor job of tillage in the fall is better than a great job of tillage in the spring. And to be honest with you, it's just reassuring to yourself knowing that you don't have all the tillage work to do in the spring yet. When I go in to start chisel plowing, I am going to aim on getting 100% of our chisel plowed ground done and not leaving any ground left to chisel next spring. We do have manure that has to be hauled out throughout the winter. I actually have a bunch of manure in the outside lot right now that needs to get moved. But if we get it chiseled, we can haul it out and spread it light on the chiseled ground this winter. Because driving on frozen sod soil isn't going to hurt it. I'd actually rather do that right now than haul it out on the soft soil. So we probably got altogether a day and a half of manure to haul. We moved a lot of manure back in August and spread it on that hay alfalfa strips out at my brother's place. But as you can see, I'm gonna try to keep all of my driving limited to the field roads and the corn residue, because I'm pretty certain if I drive out the soybeans right now I will be cutting in, and if I get a full cart loaded behind me, that's just going to create compaction issues. Dad doesn't do any of his soybean stubble as far as chiseling it or anything. I believe all we're going to do is put anhydrous directly into the soybean stubble, and then next spring we're going to hit it lightly with the Earthmaster VT and plant right into that. So we were just talking to our neighbor an hour or so ago, and him, well actually, I take that back, we actually talked, since noon I've talked to 2 of our neighbors, and quite honestly, everybody's saying the same thing. There's no tillage done. Nobody can get tillage done, nobody got it done. The common understanding, the common statement people have been saying this fall is that we're about 2 weeks behind from where we should be. I'll believe that. But like I've been saying here lately, if the ground firms up enough, or so be it, freezes enough on top that we can get enough traction with the 82 and the 4640, we're gonna run like mad. Might be kind of intense, but trying to get done with some tillage is better than not having any tillage done. I am sticking with my original plans, at least for the time being. I'm going to be VTing with the Earthmaster all of my standing corn stalks, and that's all I'm going to do with them this fall. Get them on the ground, get them breaking down. My soybean stubble, which you can see is over there. This is actually my dad's field, not mine, but any of the soybean stubble of mine that's going into corn next year, I have every intention of going through and chisel plowing it, because my own opinions are that I'd rather work ground up, get it worked up ahead of corn, rather than going through and working up, chisel plowing, putting the fuel into the corn stalks that are going into soybeans. Now everybody knows at this point, if you've been watching my channel, emergence has been an issue this year, not on everything, on some of our ground, and we are talking about changing the closing wheels out on our corn planter, because we were having issues last spring, well, quite honestly ever since we got this corn planter, with the closing wheels, those rubber closing wheels, actually closing the seed trench properly or adequately where we were happy with it. Now I believe they're Schlegel, I may have mispronounced that, but they're a finger type closing wheel that I have been interested in. I'm still interested in them. They're, from what I understand, are great at closing the trench and busting up sidewall compaction from the seed openers running. So yeah, I'm leaning pretty heavily towards those. For anybody that's wondering, Ryan and I are both done with our crops. Those soybeans that we got done the other night are the last of my crops, our crops that we had to get out, Ryan and I's in particular. And all of our corn is done. I am trying to expand acres for next year. I'm trying to pick up some, but been getting phone calls. Yeah, I have been getting phone calls. It's just people want way too high a rent. I'm talking too high a rent as in north of $300 an acre. That doesn't, I'm not saying they want $300 an acre, I'm saying they want north of $300 an acre. And I don't know very many people that can pencil that.